Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Taurus, January 10, 2023. Today's transits can prompt meaningful new insights into your innermost feelings, the past, or a long-term problem. As the Sun and retrograde Mercury align in your solar 12th house, you tend to receive interesting clues from your impressions and dreams. It would be best if you aimed to let go of bad attitudes or situations, and how to do so seems more apparent today. There could be a secret revealed or an epiphany that leads you to view old problems or a past matter in a very revealing new light. The information you come across today can be significant regarding putting something behind you. A new or renewed project can be more appealing and motivating. Private time can be beneficial if you can manage it. You should spend today with your partner. Together you should create a conscious time in which you can experience some romantic hours with each other. Don't forget to nourish and cherish your relationship even if you have spent many years together. If you keep reminding each other of that and treat each other with respect, there is hardly any obstacle in your way to have a long-lasting and happy relationship. Watch where your mind goes. Your anxiety might skyrocket if you are not careful when the Sun in Capricorn conjuncts Mercury retrograde in Capricorn. The conjunction will be hitting your subconscious a little harder than usual. Although it might not affect the external factors at work, the transit can influence how you view yourself and everything going on at work. Watching where your mind goes will be important since the conjunction could rev up a more negative thought process and stress levels. Try to maintain a more positive attitude during the conjunction. It is just before leaving your work sector and wrapping up past full moon that the moon will form a friendly aspect to both Neptune and the asteroid Juno in your income sector. This comes just as Juno, the queen of commitment, is preparing to leave next week, with support from the moon helping in her quest to cement your income dreams and resolutions for this new financial year. You are startled by the violence you see in the world, and you need to balance out the shock with predictably soothing activities. Surround yourself with gentleness in your home. Create a safe haven. Practice soothing exercises such as yoga, stretching, and walking. Calm your mind with reading positive material and practicing meditation in any way you see fit. Give yourself the balance you need, and notice when you need to balance. Walking is a wonderful exercise for regaining balance. Chances are you have been so busy making things that will better mankind that you have been neglecting yourself. This day will offer you many opportunities to recharge your spirit through solitude. You may even find that while you are sitting at your desk or in your living room, you drift off into a more reflective mood. Go with it, as it is your mind's way of letting you know that your soul needs to be built upon, too. The moon is having a significant impact on both the job and relationship fronts today. Before leaving your work sector, the moon's friendly aspect to both Neptune and the asteroid Juno, the queen of commitment, during her last weekend in your income sector. This is turning any tension from the full moon into motivation, especially on the income and job fronts. Meanwhile, the moon's return to your relationship sector and friendly aspect to Jupiter for the first time since his return to your communication sector will make it easier to give your relationships a voice. Romantic and relationship matters are both getting a boost today. As Venus spends her first weekend in Aquarius, Mars is spending his last in retrograde motion in your romantic sector, with the planets of love and passion working together to embrace the past, present, and future. Meanwhile, as the moon returns for its first visit to your relationship sector for the year, and since Jupiter returned to your communication sector, they join forces. Our eyes in the sky. Mercury retrograde in Capricorn and Uranus retrograde in Taurus unite today. Contrary to popular belief, this planetary connection can bring clarity to matters and allow us to see situations from a different perspective. The world seems larger, clearer, and lovelier when we look at it from a million miles away with no judgment. If you have news to share, now is the time to express yourself. You will be heard and seen by those you love. You may feel unusually cross or ill-tempered during this time. Emotions loom large and seem practically unmanageable, your body seems to have a mind of its own, cravings may feel too strong to push aside. This is perfectly natural. One useful herbal remedy for this feeling is chamomile tea. Chamomile is known as the baby remedy, for it soothes a cranky baby and restores balance after a fever. You may drink the tea or actually put tea bags in your bath. While a friendly aspect between Venus in your career sector and Mars in your income sector won't peak until tomorrow, they are already in harmony and at an important time for both. Venus is forging a path for the Sun to follow when he returns in 10 days, and that includes connecting all the dots across the income, work and career fronts. With Mars slowing ahead of his direct turn in 4 days, as the planet of money, Venus is the perfect planet to exploit both untapped income potential and to prepare for the turnaround ahead. While the Moon is still 2 days away from its first visit to your romantic sector for the year, as it will then go on to make its first visit to your relationship sector for the year just a few days later, there are some important days coming up on both fronts. This makes today's clash between the Moon and Venus today and any work and life balance issues this might expose the right reminder at the right time. After sunup, the Leo Moon opposes Venus in Aquarius, stimulating insecurity. We feel distant from others, even if we are in a room full of people. Failing to achieve the validation we desire can cause us to showboat for attention. Naturally, this only further damages our self-confidence. The real issue now is not that others do not value us, it's that we do not value ourselves. Take the energy you would put into people-pleasing and invest it instead in the creative pursuits that bring you joy. If we make our own happiness, people will flock to us in order to be a part of it. Before noon, the Moon sextiles retrograde Mars in Gemini, helping us to cooperate with others. If we've chosen a creative pursuit to busy ourselves with during the Moon-Venus opposition, this influence will help us to sink into our passion project and achieve success in this venture. However, this aspect is not just about achieving accolades. It is about the internal gratification we attain for doing something that has merit to us. It is about being brave enough to see our efforts through despite the odds. The Moon's first visit to a fun, playful, romantic and creatively charged part of your chart for the year is both some light relief after the heaviness that the full moon of the last few days brought and a chance to put its work-life balance reminders into practice. This was a full moon that will always fall at some point during the Sun's month-long visit to your career sector, and it came when this new professional year was already getting off to a good start. Following on from that, today's playful lunar vibes are another reminder that life can't be all work and no play. The Moon's first visit to your romantic sector for the year has already got off to a good start thanks to its friendly aspect to Jupiter in Aries yesterday. The Moon will also form the same aspect to the asteroid Eris, just as the warrior princess of the cosmos has come to a standstill in her final days in retrograde motion. This is highlighting the new and old doors that are open.